Okay, I've been mocking up where the cross member is to be located at on the frame, and you can see here on the passenger side I've cleaned a large area where we're going to weld it in at, and the metal looks really good. Now if I flip the camera here and you take a look at this side, let me zoom this out. It's really pitted. This X is where the center of the cross member will be welded at, and I just don't like all that pitting. It's not super deep. Your fingernail can catch in it. I've tried grinding it, but what I'm going to do here in a minute is set up my sandblaster through this. Whenever you're sandblasting, make sure you wear a dust mask. Every time these bits of sand impact the metal, they shatter and turns into a really bad powder that can clog your lungs up. So a dust mask. This is the gun. It's an El Cheapo. It's been working really good. Holds about a quart of sand. And I didn't bring my face mask out, but I wear a face mask also and eye protection. I want to show you one thing here. This sand I use, nothing special. You can get it at any of your local home improvement stores. But the problem is, even if you buy the kids' play sand, which is very clean, there's little bits of rock. Let's see if I can find a little piece. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see now. But anyway, you'll find little bits of rock in there. So what I do is, I went to Mama's Kitchen there a while ago, and I picked myself up a strainer. So what I do is, I put the strainer inside the funnel. Funnel goes inside the cup of the sprayer, and then I just take an old Mickey D's cup and I scoop it and I pour it in here. You have to tap this around a little bit. The sand will just pass through, but all the rocks stay behind. If you don't do that, all it's going to happen, you're going to get frustrated because you're going to be using your gun, and then all of a sudden it clogs up. Then you got to take the thing apart and tap on it and knock all the rocks out. Sometimes you got to take this tip off. This unscrews as a ceramic insert. Take all that apart. That is such a drag. Just go ahead and get yourself a little cheapy strainer like this one. And this sand's not expensive at all. I think it's like $3 for 50 pounds, something like that, $4. So I'll go ahead and get this thing blasted, and then come back to you before the sun goes down. Okay, we're done with the first couple steps of this. Sun's getting ready to go down, but I just wanted to come in here and give you an idea what this looks like. If I zoom up a little bit, see the gray matted area? That's all the pitting that the sand has removed. So it's doing a pretty good job, and we're not done yet, but didn't want to lose sunlight and then you guys couldn't see. So went around this side, just did a quick burst on the side that we cleaned up that looked really good, and you can see in the upper right hand corner the shiny metal, and of course the matte area where we sandblasted, that came out really good. So I'll pick up with this tomorrow, and stay tuned. And there's ways you can go in there and adjust it. You just got to take the time. So be back in a minute after we cut this piece. You always want to try and work safe. Once again, the truck, it's in gear. Of course, keys are out of the ignition. Parking brake is in op, but its wheels are chocked. So always want to work safe. I was reaching for the air hose, trying to plug it into my electric grinder. I don't think that's going to work too good. All right, here we go. So all we're doing is knocking down those sharp edges, because there's no sense getting in there and getting cut. And if you notice, when I'm done, I was doing something a little wrong. What I should have done is use the material to slow this down before I set it on the floor. I scuffed my floor up because that thing was still drifting. That's not the safest thing to do. You should really stall out the tool and then set it down. So there we go. No more sharp edges. And keep going with the next piece. Okay, It took a couple minutes to get set up here because I've got a bit of a rig going on. We've got jack stands holding things. We've got it shimmed up with pieces of plywood and 2x4. But this gives you an idea of what we're going for. So what'll happen is this plate will move in behind this tube, and this is just a mock-up tube. And then this tube will then get welded to that plate like that. Of course, we'll get in there a little more squarer than that, but that gets us about where we want to be. It looks like I need to do a little more cleaning up here in that one corner. I'll do that off camera, but so that's what we're going for. So once we get this plate welded in, then we'll weld the tube in. Reason being is if I weld the plate to the tube, I'll never get it to turn and twist and pop into the chassis. It'll be way too tight, and I don't want to be beating on the tube with a sledgehammer to get it in there. That would be kind of messed up. So that's what it's going to look like before it's welded. Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, we've got one side tacked in, and just to kind of mock this up one more time, the bar will slide through these two braces, and then it'll square up onto that plate. Now this bar, once again, this is strictly for mock-up, but I've got 4 tacks on it. I'll move the camera so you can watch me tack the other side, and then we can start measuring to cut the cross member. I had to go back to turn on the CO2. I've got a habit of knocking things over. I've got a habit of turning off the gas bottle when it sits for a while, and I've struck an arc before with no gas, and it makes a mess. So what we're going to do is put a couple tacks on this side. I'm going to move the clamp, clean this a little bit, put a couple tacks on that side, but we're going to leave the clamp on it until it cools a little bit because we don't want this to warp and distort too bad. Get my foot out of the way here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Already pretty clean because this frame rail didn't have any rust pitting on it, and we pre-cleaned it the other night, but there's a couple places out in the corner I'm not satisfied with. And if you can see, if you get the metal nice and shiny, it welds so much better. And I need any kind of luck I can get. All right. Let's see if I can figure out how I'm going to get myself down in here. Keep my feet out of the way because I don't want any hot slag landing on my toes. All right, here we go. Looks pretty good. We're going to go take this clamp off because it's just in the way at this point. Come up high, do this corner. Yeah, that'll work. There you go. All right, after this, it's going to be a measuring and cutting the tube. But we just want to take little nibbles off the tube because we can't add metal, but we can subtract metal. Okay, we're back out here on the Dodge truck. Sun's going down, so I wanted to hurry up and get these tubes cut and show you what I did. So we've got the tube in place and it's tack welded. So that's good on both sides. And now you can kind of see how the ladder bars start to fit into the truck. But came out pretty good so far. Still got a lot to do, excuse me. But we'll see you soon. It's getting cold out here.
Okay, everybody, that's the end of today's video. As always, thank you. Please like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again next time. Have a safe week and enjoy. Take care.